unhealthy, baby. I wanna be dumb, fat, and lazy. Don't try and understand me. I wanna be unhealthy, baby. I wanna be unhealthy, baby. Your diets drive me crazy. Don't care if you leave me because I wanna be unhealthy, baby. Unhealthy, baby. Chain smoking doesn't face me. Not when I'm coughing up a lung. I wanna be unhealthy, baby. Them hips and babes all crazy. Inhaling real smoke is so much more fucking fun. 'Cause I don't wanna exercise. You won't get me eating right. I'm not gonna live my life that way, baby. Baby, been drinking doesn't face me. Not when I'm puking up my guts. I wanna be unhealthy, baby. Just feed me beer and whiskey. 'Cause staying clean and sober isn't much fucking fun. I don't wanna exercise. You won't get me eating right. Not gonna live my life that way, baby. What the fuck you? Go to sleep, watch the things I eat. Give me artificial modified genetically. I'm not gonna waste my time worrying about my weight. We've got beer, get out of here. I'm gonna stuff my face. I wanna be unhealthy, baby. I wanna be dumb, fat, and lazy. Don't try and understand me. I wanna be unhealthy, baby. I wanna be unhealthy, baby. Your diets drive me crazy. Don't care if you leave me because I wanna be unhealthy, baby. Yeah.
Yo, this is Sasha.
And this is Graham
From the Mad Caddies, and you're listening to
Dying Scene Radio.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, AP.
More music.
Greetings, comrades, and welcome to episode 16 of Dying Scene Radio. I am your stunningly handsome host, Anarcho-Punk. With me, as always, is my partner in crime, Mr. Bobby Burns. Say hi to the listeners, Bobbert.
Hello, listeners.
Bobby always does what he's told. As always, we're going to be talking about all of the noteworthy scene news from the last couple of weeks that you were probably too lazy to read. And we're going to be playing some fantastic music from emerging artists that you were probably too lazy to discover.
Definitely.
You lazy fucks.
Yep.
All it takes is some clicks and some scrolling. You can't even do that.
Half the time I'm too lazy to do that.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely I am. So our intro song for this episode was brought to you by South Jersey Punks, The Baron Marys. That is from their new 10-track album, Wired Wrong. The name of the track was I Wanna Be Unhealthy Baby, and I think that's going to be my new theme song.
It is the anthem of punk rockers everywhere.
I think so, especially the older generation. I don't know, some of these young kids are kind of fit.
Yeah?
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Corey from the band is, we're kind of friends. And he sent me that and said, hey, you should play a song. And that was my favorite. But he's older like us, so I think it's coming from an honest place with them.
Nice.
I played that for my song for Mrs. Anarcho-Punk the other day. She's really fit and healthy, and the exact opposite. So I told her that was my new theme song.
I bet that excited her.
She did not approve.
Yeah.
So, Corey, if I get a divorce, it's on you. What you been up to, Bob? I know you're a little bit closer to closing on a new home. How's that going?
10 days or something like that. 9 days. Yeah, that's crazy. It's kept me fucking busy through the last month. Got engaged on top of buying a house. I'm getting married. Buying a house.
Oh, my goodness.
The house is, I'm super excited because it's in Gardena, which is like, I'm like 2 miles from all the breweries right there. And then I just... this could have been part of the news, but Barry Johnson from Joyce Manor and one of the dudes from Toys That Kill are opening up a bar in San Pedro, which is like 5 miles away. And they're going to be doing shows there and comedy. Nice. And so I'm fucking stoked for that. I'm super excited. I'm going to go there every night and hang out and try to stalk Barry. Joyce Manor is definitely one of my favorite bands. So
They've already got a sign up that you're not to serve this guy.
Don't let him in. But yeah, so I'm super excited for the location and where we're at. Going to be a little further from Hermosa, but that's okay because you know what? They don't do that many punk shows here anymore. And
I was going to say it's not too far inland though. You're
no,
still
but
close enough
like
to
I'll
the
be
beach.
closer to Long Beach. Long Beach has a lot more going on at like Alex's Bar and some of the other places down there. So that'll be probably my new stomping grounds for going out and hanging out and shit. But I'll miss it up here. We went into maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago to Hermosa Beach and saw. God, maybe it was longer. I don't know. I don't know when it was, but we saw a 90s cover band and they rocked. They played some like Green Day and Nirvana.
Was that the last show you went to? That was the last show you said on the podcast.
That was the last show I went to then. I couldn't even remember how long ago it was.
Oh man, you're fucking lame. Move on to Bob. He's been way too busy adulting. I, on the other hand, have gotten ahead of Bob in the home buying race and we're actually settled in. So I've been getting back into the show, the scene here.
All right. Well, where you been? Who you seen?
So I've been to a couple shows. I've seen probably a dozen bands since last time we spoke.
Holy shit. You've been going out every night.
No, not every night, although it feels like it. So I think the first show I went to after the last episode was Punko de Mayo, which it was the second annual.
Yeah, you talked about that last year, right?
Yeah. It was actually the first show I ever shot here in Denver. I had been here about 4 days. Yeah. And we went to that last year, and we went again this year. That's held at Fraco's Bar down outside of Denver, slightly, like in one of the little suburbs. But that was a pretty stacked show. I think there was like 10, 11 bands. I didn't catch all of them because it started like at noon or 1 or something like that. So we stumbled in a little bit late, but we saw, of course, it's all local bands, but Drink Punk, which is really good. Barry Mia, those are a bunch of energetic kids. Love their performance. The 250s, Vashon Seed, they were pretty cool. A little bit of country, a little bit of punk. Kenny's Login. Kenny's Login, one of your favorites.
Yes.
10,000 Volt Ghost, and then Reno Divorce was near the end. I don't think they closed things out, but I had to get going because I have been there drinking all day. I finally got to see Reno Divorce, very popular band from Denver. And then after that, I went to a show that was kind of promoting women in the scene. It was called Girls to the Front. That was Kristen Lyon, solo act Kristen Lyon. Milk of Magnesia, weird band name, but they fucking thrash. I think they're kind of like garage baby. Yeah. The bassist is a female, and she beats the fuck out of that bass. She can slam that thing. And then Married a Dead Man, which is kind of like a little bit of a gothy punk band. So that was pretty
should have got the Muslims out there for that, man. I've been rocking that album since last episode, and
yeah, that would have been fucking sick. Yeah, I can't wait for the Muslims to hit the road. And then just most recently, I went to a show at Streets of London, one of the more punk-heavy bar venues here in town. And I saw Direct Hit. Finally got to see Direct Hit. Yeah.
You didn't snag an interview?
No.
What the fuck, dude? Why not?
No, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What?
I'm lame. I was busy.
What does that even mean?
Hey, didn't you go see him just a month or so before me?
Yeah, I did, but
did you snag an interview?
You're a big Direct Hit fan.
So getting an interview is based on how much of a fan you are.
I don't feel like I know enough. Yes, I feel like when I interview a band, I want to like really listen to them and be into them and know them.
Well, for sure.
When I talk to them,
for a better interview.
I like Direct Hit, but I'm not into them. I don't ever really turn on their album. Or if I do, like I'll turn on one of their albums, kind of skip through it, turn on another one, skip through it. So it's not like I feel like I'm a big fan of theirs. Like,
okay, well, my apologies. I'm sorry I disappointed you. They also Sunset Silhouette opened, a local pop, I guess, skate punk, pop punk band. here from Denver. And then Problem Daughter from Utah. And we're actually going to play a song from Problem Daughter here in a little bit. So you can get a listen if you haven't heard them. But yeah, that was a pretty cool show. I was excited to see Direct Hit for the first time. The pit was fucking ferocious. I got tore up. My feet were all trampled on. Skinned up my shin pretty good. Nice and bruised. It was fun.
Good.
But we got really good shots. Definitely head over to Dying Scene on Instagram and check out the shots. Really good shots. I was proud of that shoot. Some shoots you're just like, man, I mean, it was okay. And, you didn't have to work for them because there was a photo pit or something. This one I had to work for. And the shots turned out really good. So
very cool.
In my honest opinion. So go check those out. And of course, you can always go to my personal anarchopunk.la Instagram page for more pictures. But I always put the best ones up at Dying Scene. We've got over 10,000 followers on the Instagram page now.
Wait, what?
Over 10,000 followers on the Instagram page.
What? On Dying Scene or Dying Scene Radio?
Dying Scene.
Oh, all right.
Not us.
Let's get us up to 10,000.
There's no way we'll ever be up there. But yeah, I was kind of proud of the Dying Scene page getting over 10,000 because I helped contribute to that. So
yeah.
I think our page we're at about 1,600. So not bad.
All right, let's get up there.
Bad.
Well, hopefully next episode I'll have some more shows coming up because there's a lot of good ones in my area. San Pedro's got Narfest going on, and it's Pennywise, Rancid, Travis Pastrana's Nitro Circus, motorcycle skating, and all that shit. So I'm going to try and get to that. What was that?
See the motorcycles and all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's
man.
kind of an added bonus.
Yeah, when we went to the Surf City Blitz and they had the motorcycle races, that was fucking fun. Pup is playing out here on the 20th, which I don't know if you've been into their new album, but it's fucking sick.
Yeah, for sure.
Heart Attack Man, which is one of the bands that I enjoy most, that they're playing out here. So hopefully next episode I'll have maybe an interview.
You'll have something to talk about.
Yeah, I'll have things.
You could also interview one of those bands, Bob.
They're all pretty big bands. I'll see if I can't get maybe like a Pup interview.
Yeah, you could probably.
I don't know if fucking Rancid's going to want to sit down and chat with me, but you know what? Maybe I shouldn't sell myself short. Maybe I'll fucking try and do it.
You never know. I don't want to sit down and chat with you, but here we are.
We've done it like 20 times.
Here we are.
Fuck you.
Fuck me indeed. All right, let's play some more fucking music. As always, we're going to start off with Boss Man Dave's Solid Gold Lock of the Episode, or whatever we call it, as he said in the email. Way to pay attention, Dave. This one is from the band Snacks with a question mark.
I was trying to look this band up to listen to them.
Yeah,
and I thought you were uncertain of the name.
No, it has a question mark.
When they popped up, then I was like, oh, okay. He's certain of the name.
If you go to Google them, make sure you include the question mark. The band is Snacks. The track is Down. Play it, Bob.
Start today. Coffee
That was Snacks. They are a quartet from London, Ontario. The track name was Down, and that is off the new Split album, Bob's favorite, with Audio Visceral. I've never heard either of the bands, so good find, boss man Dave. He always sends them in and adds a little blurb about why he likes them, and I don't remember why he picked this one. He just said make sure to play these. But I listened to them, of course, before I put them on here. I thought they were pretty fucking dope.
Me
So,
too.
good job.
I'm getting good at listening to the bands ahead of time.
You are. I saw you log in a little bit early and listen to them before we started.
Doing my
great
work.
Job. And you, when you listen to them, you add them to our Spotify playlist. I don't know if everybody knows this, but we keep a running list of almost all of the songs we play here on the show over at Spotify. I think it's just Dying Scene Radio on Spotify.
and we should share the link to that or something here sometime.
Oh, it's always
soon
in the
again.
link. I have the link in
Okay.
the little write-ups to these. I just don't know if anybody reads them.
My buddy Jeff too has been making playlists for us on Apple Music.
Definitely check that out.
We'll start adding those to the show notes as well. And I think he does it per episode as opposed to for the whole year.
He breaks it down per episode.
Yeah, which is
That's
awesome.
a good way of doing it too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
just
our
lazy.
running total too. It's one of those that you can just play kind of towards the end of the year, and it's a great playlist for the year.
Yep. So yeah, we need to get him on here one day, man. That guy is a fucking wealth of information about bands. He knows.
Yeah.
I look shit up on Wikipedia while we're talking about it and figure things out. Some things I know ahead of time. This guy looked shit up on Wikipedia 2 years ago, and he just fucking remembers it all. The guy is a wealth of information.
He probably smokes less weed than I do. I can't remember shit.
Probably.
All right, let's move this block of music along. Next up, we talked about him earlier. This is some of Utah's finest punk rock, Problem Daughter with Pocket Sand.
I never thought I would grow up trash. A mother's pride, but nothing for you. They say I'm wrong, though I'm convinced I'm the worst there's ever been. Am I a little brother or a waste of space? Pretty teeth in a crooked face. Every feel, every sin, there was guilt wrapped up in skin. What's left to feel scorched in the sun? While your hope keeps crushing on. I've got 2,000 years before my eyes. I'm rolling into men. I can finally die in disgrace. You may wanna step back, 'cause I'm blowing this place. And I'm really 'cause I guess I'm fucking up. When I can't tell you how much I miss you. I may find the world someday. After all you've been through, you wouldn't have to see me this way. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. To spare everyone else. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. But mostly to yourself. So how'd you it go? Disappeared within the fires of our past. Face the seals, lock the door. Thought go around the toilet, run my neck. To tear apart what's left. If I could pry myself out of my personal hell, I would like to think myself in the face. You may wanna step back, 'cause I'm blowing this place.
That was Dying Scene Records alumni Problem Daughter with Pocket Sand off of their most recent album, Grow Up Trash, which was released via our buddy Rob over at Wiretap.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I don't think it's going too far out on a limb to say they are Utah's best punk rock band. Is there a better
shit,
punk rock
Bob.
band from Utah?
I don't know. I don't.
Racist
there's
Kramer,
not,
maybe?
Yeah, that's right. Your
No.
favorite, one of the best band names. Ever.
Well, I mean, what other big punk bands are there from Utah?
I don't know. Get to Googling there, Bob. Your fast little fingers. Yeah, I know there's not a ton, but obviously there are. But yeah, I don't know if I would say the best. I can't qualify that until I know some other Utah bands. So I don't even know why you would stamp that and put a stamp of approval on that statement and then immediately start Googling to see what other bands there are. Way to go, Bob. You did that completely backwards.
I think they're the best band in Utah.
Even
that I know
after
of
looking at the list?
Wouldn't you? I am looking, and I don't fucking see any other bands on there from Utah. So,
right.
I mean, there are other bands, but I'm like, yeah, it's Problem Daughter. I mean, Problem Daughter's
Okay.
amazing, so...
So the views expressed in Dying Scene Radio aren't necessarily the views expressed by Dying Scene, but Dying Scene Radio can endorse the statement that Problem Daughter is the best band, punk band out of Utah.
I am on Reddit, and someone says, anyone know of any pop punk bands from Utah? And Problem Daughters is right up there. So,
All right, well, there you go. Certified.
yes.
Certified.
Absolutely.
Not that anybody really gives a shit what we think, but our next band doesn't really give a shit what people think either. These are my buddies from back in El Barrio there in Van Nuys. Total Massacre with Shock Doctrine.
Shock Doctrine! Flint won't have clean water till the day it's gentrified. Puerto Rico won't have power till the locals are all pushed stateside. And then Hilton buy up every inch. Market paradise! Shock Doctrine! It's happened before. Shock Doctrine! It'll happen again. Shock Doctrine! It's happened before. Shock Doctrine! It'll happen again and again and again. So disaster doesn't have to be man-made. For these assholes to capitalize. As they win, sales lose. It happens all the time. Better be born rich if you don't wanna live in a fucking strip line. Shock Doctrine! Shock Doctrine! We don't pollute white suburbs anyway. We could all use a little more beachfront property. And really, what's the point of environmental collapse? If you can't turn a tiny profit, Shock Doctrine!
From the brand new 13-track LP, The System Works, that was Shock Doctrine from Total Massacre. Captain No Fun and the gang from Total Massacre just played Punk Rock Bowling.
Awesome.
And I was really disappointed I couldn't get there. It's always cool when your friends get to like play a huge venue like
Yeah.
that, and a huge show. And it was a little disappointing that I didn't get to go.
Why didn't
but
you
if
go?
you're there, because I just can't afford it.
No.
We just bought a house.
Yeah,
so.
next year. Maybe next
Let
year
the
we
finances settle
both
down.
can make it, because hopefully I won't have a wedding to go to next year. And I mean, the weddings were good, but you know,
Sure.
we could both make it.
Have some free time. Yeah, no, I want to try and get out to Fest, too. Maybe we should save up and go to Fest
Dude,
instead.
that would be insane.
Yeah, we'll see. Unless somebody wants to pay us, I'll take fucking pictures and give you all the pictures you guys want for any kind of publications or websites. Send me there, and I'm going to work while I'm there anyway.
Yeah.
So if anybody
And
wants to pay for me, that'd be great.
You take great photos, and you take a shit ton, and you edit them, and you edit them well. So
That's right.
I'll vouch for
Well,
you.
thank you. Oh, there we go. Another certification from Bob.
If you want me to,
Another
if you want to pay for me to
useless
come interview
certification.
your band,
There you go. See, and Bob can interview people while I take pictures. That's kind of what we did. Where was it? At the It's Not Dead Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Gave you the recorder. I went down in the photo pit. We met up a couple times in the middle of the day, checked on progress.
yeah, and
We're a good team.
Punk and Drublic too, man. I'm hoping they're gonna fucking get some more shows going. I saw they did the Portland one, or they announced their Portland. Was it Portland or just somewhere else in Oregon?
I don't know.
Punk and Drublik's coming back to the States, though.
They're
So
finally coming back. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was somewhere up in the Northwest.
Yep, so I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, I was kind of glad to hear that. I'm glad. I was just saying to Mrs. Anarcho-Punk last night, it's been a while since I've seen No Effects. I really miss him.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to see him soon, hopefully.
Oh, man, I hope so. You know who else would be kind of cool to see? Our next band. They're from Italy, so I don't know if we'll ever have a chance to, but this is the power pop trio Latte Plus with Cookie.
Little pink nose, so sweet and beautiful, so close to me, my little emerald, and now you're gone, but you will never fall my heart, I still can hear you calling me and make it more. Cookie, cookie, where are you going, my cookie? Where are you going tonight? A lot of caddies were sitting on my chest. We'll always love you, my little hairy friend. You're my special friend. Cookie, cookie, where are you going, my cookie? Cookie, cookie, where are you going tonight? Cookie, cookie, where are you going, my cookie? Cookie, cookie, where are you going tonight?
Next to Ruin is the name of the brand new album that track was off of. That was Cookie by Latte Plus. Those guys have been playing their unique brand of pop punk there in Italy since 1997.
Wow, I
That's
didn't realize
impressive.
they were that old.
I know, yeah, and you're not supposed to say they're old.
I didn't realize they've
Gotta
been
find-
around for that long.
There you go. I didn't know they were that well established.
Yeah.
That's a good way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like to see bands like that, especially in other countries. You know,
Yep.
where
I
punk
liked-
in general isn't.
I like the sound of that
steeped in
song
the environment.
specifically too. They've got a bit of a screeching weasel sound going on there. I
Yeah,
mean, not
for sure.
not the singing style, but as far as the music goes, they've got yeah. I don't know. Just reminded me of Screeching Weasel.
Definitely check out the album. The whole album was really good. Boys sent it over, and I've been mixing it into playlists ever since. Next one is a brand new song. The album's not even out yet. It will be available, however, later on in July, around the middle of July, as a matter of fact. This is Wilmette with the song Winter Stay.
I'll keep on pushing through the essence. Guess I'm better off alone. Throw my head inside the rafters just to make me feel at home. And I'll lift myself up. Suppose my back will break the fall. To maybe straighten some things out and force my head to take the blows. Trying to scratch at the surface. Wrap my head around the thought that anything's worth it. Lying alone, except I'm not alone. And there's everywhere to go. But still I'll hit my peaks and somehow end up at my low. And I'll break myself down the only way I know how. Neglect the notion I'm somebody else. Winter stay. Through you I can feel the same, even though I've changed. Repurpose the thoughts I just refrain and let the section
from the upcoming album Anxious Body. That was Winter Stay from Wilmette. Always got to mix in a little bit of emo, especially when it's fucking good emo. There is some pretty lame emo out there, and people give it such a hard time, but you definitely get some good songs and good bands in that genre that sometimes are overlooked, and that's what we're here for. The album is going to be out again, like I said earlier, July 19th via Mutant League Records, and that is also a brand new band, so if you haven't heard them, don't beat yourself up, because they've only been around since like late 2018, and they're from a town called Sleepy Hollow, Illinois.
All right.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I looked it up just because, sometimes I like to say, give a little fact about where they're from. There's absolutely nothing in Sleepy Hollow. So, no facts about it. Other than Wilmette, the emo punk rockers are from there. Definitely keep an ear to the ground, though, especially if you like emo, but even if you don't. I'm excited to hear the rest of the album, see if it's just as good. How about we do some news then, since you have nothing to say.
Let's do it. I don't listen to that kind of music very often anymore. That's all I have to say.
It's because you're all in love now, getting married. You're no longer emo.
Yeah. The modern emo is just different than the old emo. Modern emo is, I don't know.
It's emo-rific.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. All right, on with the news.
DyingSeed.com will read to you. We're still waiting for Fed Mike to approve.
A couple big festivals have announced their full lineups for the upcoming year. Fest 19, which we were just talking about, or is it 18? I can't remember. I think it's 18 this year. Either way, it's getting close to the 20-year run of Fest. I don't know if we shouldn't just wait for that.
Yeah.
Fest 18 just announced, so I gave them a year they didn't deserve. Fest 18 will be happening the weekend of November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Gainesville, Florida, as it usually is, and will feature a pretty incredible lineup of bands, also, as they usually do. It's featuring Jawbreaker. Jawbreaker, Less Than Jake, Against Me, who's playing 4 albums over 2 nights, which is fucking nuts. Let's see, there's a Jawbox reunion, Stiff Little Fingers, Dag Nasty, The Bronx. Fuck, so many to name.
Yeah.
And we got a ton of friends playing in bands there, of course, just because they excel in the club shows. That's the thing. I think Fest is a little bit better than Punk Rock Bowling at. They embrace the club shows a little more and make it a little more club show centric.
I've never been to either, and I've heard of all these club shows, and you have to buy separate tickets to them, right?
Yeah, they're well, I think at Fest they're a little bit more endorsed by the festival. At Punk Rock Bowling they're a little more separate, even though they are kind of centered around Punk Rock Bowling.
Yeah.
But Fest is set up to be a little more, like I said, like a little bit more smaller venue centric. So,
Yeah.
I think you do buy individual tickets, but I've never been down there before, so I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah.
One of these days, I will be getting down there.
Yep.
But like I said, we've got a ton of friends playing. Our buddies in Spanish Love Songs are playing. Who else? DMFK is playing. Our buddy Matt Covey and Such Gold. They're going to be down there. A ton of others. Of course, I see them like the little Facebook thing saying we're playing Fest all over my Facebook feed. So too many to name. Go down there and support really good music at a really cool festival that I can't afford to go to, and then let me know about it. Another really cool festival that has been around for a little bit now, Riot Fest, is celebrating their 15-year anniversary. They announced their full lineup. Of course, tons of bands, too many to name, but among them are Blink-182, Rise Against, Jawbreakers playing there too. Ween, always a good time. Descendants, Avail is playing, so if you're an Avail fan and can't make their Northeast tour, you should go out to Chicago for Riot Fest.
There's some good off bands playing too, like B-52s, Violent Femmes. Yeah, it looks like a good lineup. I'm looking at some of these names, and some of them are fucking great. Hooray, my parents are here. That's a band name. Your lineup sucks, bro. There's another good lineup.
There's a good band name I saw called Excuse Me Mister. I thought that was a cool band. I don't think I saw it on here as far as the lineup.
Yeah. But
yeah, tons of bands.
Oh, here's another good one. The Who, but it's spelled H-U. I love that.
Oh, that's great. Let's see, who else do we have here? H2O, Save Ferris, The Ergs, Anti-Flag.
Some of these bands are doing full album performances too. Glassjaw is doing Worship and Tribute. Census Fail is doing Let It Unfold You. Taking Back Sunday, Tell All Your Friends. Like, so there's some cool shit on here.
It says Village People on here. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if that's like the Village People. But that would be an interesting addition.
That'd be great.
Wouldn't it?
Just a bunch of punks doing the YMCA.
I would be really interested to see if that really is the Village People, or if somebody's like knocking off the Village People.
That's great.
But yeah, so a couple of more well-established festivals are still around and kicking, and I'm jealous I don't get to go.
Yep.
In probably the most exciting news since last episode, Good Riddance.
Look at what you left for me. Now that you moved on, both passport therapy. Just one more scar, it's never gone. You tried.
Good Riddance announced a new album and released a track. I think I've said it before. I love when a band just comes out and says, "Hey, we're releasing a new album. Plus, here's a little something to hold you over until then." I hate when they just tease you and say, "Hey, we got a new album coming out."
I love it when sometimes bands just fucking drop albums out of nowhere, and that's my favorite.
Yeah. And I wasn't know if I was expecting this one or not. I can't remember if this one was on the radar, but I didn't remember it, if so, when they announced it. So I got super stoked. But it's been 4 years since Good Riddance gave the world a studio album. And so fans will be extremely delighted to know that they just announced that they are releasing a new album. Thoughts and Prayers is the name of the album. It's going to be out on July. Good luck looking for that release. It's going to be out on July 19th via Fat Records, of course. And then earlier this month, they released a song titled Don't Have Time. So if you want a taste of what's to come, of course, you should already know what's to come. It's Good Riddance. But if you want to hear a new track off the album, head over to dying-scene.com. And of course, we're streaming that over there.
Very cool.
Bob, Good Riddance fan? You know I am, because it's so anti-establishment, anti-government.
I just love their drummer. Their drummer is like amazingly fast.
Yeah, he's a fucking beast.
And they're on all the Fat Rex comps, so I know them.
I've listened to them for so long. It's always exciting to hear another new album from them. And they've been putting out quality music for fucking ever now.
Yep.
Ever since I was in high school.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yep, since before I was in high school.
I bet.
Since I was a wee lad.
How about another band that's been putting out music since probably way before I was in high school? Milo Ackerman of the Descendants. Descendants has announced that they are going to be releasing a new record later on this year. So we were just saying, you like it when a band just kind of drops an album out of nowhere or announces an album out of nowhere. This one was kind of unexpected because they did just release an album back in 2016, Hypercaphium Spasmate. So it's pretty cool to see that they're still putting together new music enough so that they can release an album 2 or 3 years later.
I'm going to say they've been putting out music since before you were born, and myself.
Probably. I don't know. I was born in the late 70s, so it's probably pretty close.
They were formed in the late 70s, so yeah.
There you go.
I don't know when their first album was, though, but...
Well, you have to get fact checker Dave on that. After last episode, when we said we needed a fact checker, he popped in and corrected us on something. He said
what
it
was
from the I don't even remember. I think it was Scott Radinsky being the first lead singer of 10 Foot Pole, I think is what it was.
He was the first singer, or he was not? He was in the band.
I think he's... Well, see, now we need to fact check the fact checker. This is getting too...
You can't just fact
too
check
meta for me.
after the episode. And
Right, it doesn't do as good after the episode, boss. We've already looked like dumbasses by then. But in a recent interview with Kerrang, Descendants frontman Milo Ackerman confirmed that they are indeed writing new material, saying, "We're currently writing. We tend to write a variety of stuff, which for me personally tends to range from love songs to hyper-fast songs about coffee, which we still do. So we continue to mine our background in early LA punk rock pretty heavily. I still like to write that kind of music because for me, it's the best way of getting my point across powerfully," which I agree.
Yep.
You know, don't change up the recipe. It's been working for an extremely long time.
Yep.
So I'm sure they're going to be touring and appearing at more and more festivals, and when they do, I will be there, because I've only seen them once, and it was before I was into photography. So they are a big Pokemon I have yet to get.
I wanna be the very
Gotta catch them.
Yeah, for sure. And it's pretty surprising that I haven't seen them as long as I lived in LA. But whatever. Shit happens. I'm old. Let's move on to some sad news. I like to have some sad news, even though this is a very terrible story. But you got to mix in some stories here. And we're going to make it happy at the end. Watch this. The Penske file.
Well, this has to be here. It's cool to meet you. Shake it off the dirt. That's just something we do. And the middleman calls.
The Penske file had their van stolen while they were playing at Poutza Festival in Montreal this year. So they're not only are they just really fucking good dudes, they're really talented. And
That was just like last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Fuck.
Yeah, and part of their giving back and expressing their talent, of course, is centered around their gear and all of their fucking musical instruments. And literally everything got stolen. From the van had all of their musical instruments in it. So guitars and bass and amps and drum kits, cymbals, snares, everything gone. So really sad, but there is, of course, a GoFundMe open. We do have the link up at dyingscene.com. I'm sure if you go to GoFundMe and type in the Penske file, something will pop up. But yeah, of course, our community always gathers around people like that and always tries to support people in whenever they've had a tragedy. So I believe last time I looked, they were looking for about $15,000 to replace most of everything, and they were getting really close to that last time I looked.
They are
so
at
go over and help them.
12,000 right now.
There you go. So 12,000. They're really close to their goal. But of course, I mean, it's never a bad idea to give over whatever they're asking, because I'm sure they're going to use it for adding to, their resources.
Dude,
which
that
ultimately benefits us all.
Music shit's expensive, man. Like, fuck. Yeah. I'm sure they probably have more than 15 grand worth of shit in there.
Right. Exactly. So, that's just getting them back to maybe a little bit less than they were.
Is there not, like, some type of musician's insurance you can get for when you're out on the road and someone fucking steals your shit?
The way I've always seen it done is you just leave somebody out by the van. It sucks.
Yeah,
but you gotta
all night
find
long.
somebody
But
to
like,
be a van sitter.
fuck, man. Like, I don't know. If anybody listens to this and has fucking aspirations in life and does things,
You should make band insurance.
yeah, find a way to make insurance for bands that they could pay like $100 every time they go on tour. I don't know, something. And this just happens all too often. And it's crazy that it still fucking happens. But it's like, you see it at least once a year from a band, if not, more than that. So it's fucking, that's, I don't know. I can't imagine what I would do if my computer got stolen with all the fucking podcasts and albums I've recorded and shit on it. And like, I think of that often. And so I have like duplicate hard drives in case that happens. But like, fuck, man, that's your life. That's like everything you pour your shit into.
Yeah, and if you're like me, you're lazy and you never back it up. I mean, I have a backup drive. I just never put anything on.
I know, same here. And so I've got my backup drive, but I often keep it connected to my computer. So like, I don't know. Yeah. What if the house burns down or this or that? It's crazy.
Yeah. And even more frustrating than that, what if somebody fucking stole it?
Yep.
Nothing worse than a fucking thief, man. Like, if anything, go steal from Walmart.
Yep.
Don't steal from fucking bands, individuals. Piss off with that.
Steal from the fucking Amazon truck or UPS truck.
Right. Fuck them. I know they have insurance.
Yeah.
Little bit of more sad news. We're going to take a little music break here to break up the news since we were so busy that we didn't get an interview. And I was admonished for that very much so at the beginning of the show.
Deservingly, rightfully so.
So we're going to break up the news segment here with a little bit of music. But before we do, a little bit more personally sad music for me. I don't know. Some other people might be broken up about it. But one of my favorite bands, Fitness, from Chicago, broke up not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's just they didn't make a big announcement, so nobody knew. But I hit them up a couple of weeks ago just to be like, hey, come play a show in Denver because I'm stingy, and I think people should cater to me. And they told me that they had recently broke up. Don't worry, though, guys. They are probably going to be back. It's probably more like a hiatus. Or maybe they'll, get together under a different name, add a different band member or something. But they're definitely going to be working on stuff. So follow them and keep an ear to the ground because I'm pretty sure we're going to be hearing from them again. But let's hear from them right now and kick off our little break here in the news segment with some Fitness. This one's off of their last EP, Tears. I got so many tears. I'm going to be burning this EP like crazy all week.
Yeah.
This is off their last EP, Puppet Show and Fitness. The track is Firebird. Play it, Bob. That was Chicago's Fitness. Some of my favorite punks right there. The name of the song was Firebird. That was off of their final EP, Puppet Show and Fitness. And that was an EP that was so good that it made our albums of the year, even though we're explicitly told that it can only be albums, like full albums, LPs. And we broke the rules. And I think you and I both broke the rules.
Made both of our albums of the year.
Because fuck that. I'm not following any rules. I'm punk.
Well, hopefully out of nowhere they come back one day with a full album.
And when
There
they
we go.
do, they better send me the fucking music files before anybody else.
Yes.
That would make me so happy.
Yes.
Let's keep the music moving. Next up, this was one of Bob's suggestions. This is his buddies from Bad Jesus. This is their new single, Benders.
Time stops behind my eyes. Wake up to greet the day. And we're right back where we started. We put it in our liver again. Wake up with bloodshot eyes. Get down to feel the pain. And we're right back where we started. We shoot it in our arms again. Never the right time to right your wrongs. Never the best day to be okay. Never the answers you were looking for. It was the questions you didn't change. Spinning my wheels so long I'm spinning out. Miles of black road in empty day. Baby, it's bright days from here on out. If only you could see who I am today. Bloodshot, no sleep for days. Mind shut, drifting away. And I'm right back where I started. I'm pulling at my teeth again. Closed up, no scenes to play. Giving up seems the only way. And I'm right back where I started. I'm digging for a change again. Never the right time to right your wrongs. Never the best day to be okay. Never the answers you were looking for. It was the questions you didn't change. Spinning my wheels so long I'm spinning out. Miles of black road in empty bay. Baby, it's bright days from here on out. If only you could see who I am today. We've seen better days. The light shines brighter once it's been dark before. We've seen better days. And the light shines brighter once it's been dark before. It's been dark before.
Following up their last album, Part 2, that was Bad Jesus with the new single Benders. That was, I think their last album was released about a year or so ago. I don't know, Bob, you know, these are your friends.
So
You tell me. Why didn't
yeah.
I let you do this one?
Well, so they just released a full album this year, actually, like last month or 2 months ago. But yeah, these are some dudes that I've known for the past few years. They've just played in bands with some of my other band members, and super cool dudes, and I like the music a lot, and so I figured I'd put them on here. They got some political stuff going on behind them. I know Alex, the singer, is vegan, and I believe he's straight edge now too. And so I know they do a lot of like straight edge vegan benefit shows, things like that. So yeah,
Well, good for them. I can't associate with the straight edge part or the vegan part, but it's damn fine music, so that I can always get behind.
yes.
Yeah, so they're right down there in Los Angeles. Make sure you check them out. I'm sure if they have a new single out, they're probably working on other new.
No, they
music
have
as
they have
well,
a full length album out.
Do they?
Yeah, they came
I
out
didn't
with
see
the
it
full
on
length.
Bandcamp.
They've got it out on Spotify. Came out just 2 months ago. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
So there's some facts from Bob.
There
Bob
you go.
taking over the music segment here. All right. And next up, Surfboard. Surfboard. What a weird name.
Did you ever watch The Simpsons or no?
No, I did. I remember the Bort reference from an early episode, but I don't remember a surfboard.
Plates.
The name of the track is Dicks. Bob loves them. Dicks is the name of that track. That was Surfboard from New York. They call themselves freak music. I guess, quote unquote, freak music. It's probably garage punk is probably the closest thing to associate that with.
Originally, you had it as White People. That was the name of the band or the song that we were going to play. And
that was off their last album. Yep.
I checked that out, and so I don't know what the one Dix you just played sounds like, but the old one sounded like Jefferson Airplane, sort of. It had this like modern punk feel, but like something old sounding about it, and just really the singer from. Or the girl singer from Jefferson Airplane.
Jefferson Airplane.
They had like some similar stuff going on as far as like melodies and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
This is similar.
Throwback.
It is kind of a weird sound.
Yeah,
it's
good.
You don't hear a lot. And actually, I had heard of them before, but I hadn't really had a chance to listen to them. And this was actually one of the recommended bands that Spike sent in.
Oh, wow.
So we got to give credit where credit is due.
Spike's always
our
sending in some good
number one
shit.
fan, Spike.
Dude, I wouldn't even expect this. Spike had a streak of, the street punk.
Street punk, yeah. There was a few on there. His list wasn't exclusively street punk.
Well,
I think he's,
you got the
pretty
list.
Open-minded.
You got the list. I didn't. And
actually, it's in the shared email box that you never check.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't. That's your job.
So, kind of sold yourself out there. But yeah, no, Surfboard's going to be at Alex's bar on the 30th of this month, Bob.
Fuck.
Yeah,
all right, I got to write that down right now.
So definitely go out and see them. And if you're a listener in the South Bay, you should go see them as well. Maybe you could punch Bob in the dick. And
they're going to be there on June 30th?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And they're also stopping at other places, so go check out their webpage for more details on their tour. But yeah, I did see that date and made sure to make a note of it for you, Bob.
Cool, thanks.
Moving on. This is Melodic Punkers from Hamilton, Ontario. Adelita with What to Expect When You're Expiring. That was Adelida. I think I'm saying that right. Adelleda. Adelida.
I
don't know.
I
know I'm saying the track name right.
I don't know if it means anything, but like
Adelida?
it's a palindrome or whatever those things are called, where it's spelled the same backward and forward.
You're absolutely right. Maybe that's what it has to.
So
some reference there.
I wonder if it's an actual word or if they just did it so it's a palindrome or whatever.
Palindrome.
I'm not that smart, so I don't know if I'm saying it
Well,
right.
you were smart enough to know the word palindrome.
I don't even know if that's the word.
It is. You're good. But the track name, I can certainly say what to expect when you're expiring. Very clever. I like the track name. It's probably my favorite song name of the whole episode here. That was their first new song in 3 years. So make sure you go over to their webpage. Facebook page, is that it? Like their Facebook page, follow their face. I don't know.
Yeah, follow it.
Go
like
over.
it.
I'm sure they're going to be announcing some more new
Touch
music
their
shortly.
Facebook page.
Poke them on their Facebook.
Yes.
Do they still do that?
I bet they do.
Anyway, follow them wherever you may, because I'm pretty sure they'll be announcing some more new music. Fuck, man, I need some water. I need a beer. Too early in the day. We usually do this at night after my mouth's all warmed up from talking all day.
Okay, or from other things.
What is it, Bob? You got anything to add?
There's just other things that warm your mouth up that you do besides talking, like eating.
Yep.
Or drinking coffee.
And other things.
And other things.
Let's just go back to the news before we get too deep into that one.
Do the news.
Legendary skate punk band Cigar
Open side against my skin. My grip is tight, but giving in. My patience wearing.
Cigar have released a new video for the song Classic You off of their upcoming EP, which is yet to be named. So I didn't see a lot more news about this. That was like really about it. You can obviously stream the song over on dyingscene.com. I think it's also up on YouTube. But there wasn't a lot of other information, and that kind of pissed me off because I was always a big Cigar fan. So
yeah, Cigar is a very interesting band. Their dude John in the band, he like fucking plays in a ton of different bands. Did you listen to AFI and like their early albums? So Answer That and Stay Fashionable.
Yes.
The song Open Your Eyes was by a band he was in called the Circus Tents back in like, I want to say the 80s. And I don't think they ever got big, but then, and I didn't even know that was a cover song until a few years ago. My friend Dusty from Draining Endorphins was like, oh yeah, that's by this band, the Circus Tents. And so John was the drummer for that band, and he drums for the Shins, which is a completely different genre of music.
Oh yeah.
And Broken Bells, which as well is a different genre of music. So I don't know, just super. I like stuff like that. Stuff like that.
I do too. Well, it's like I think we talked about a few episodes ago where it's you have in our scene there's not like talent isn't held as high in some other genres in the punk scene. Like they don't really care if you're great, if you're proficient as your instrument. It's more or less the energy you put into it. So it is kind of cool when you get a band like this that actually has like a really high level of talent and can play multiple genres and just kind of move from one to the other real fluidly. So that's probably why they've been around so long, even though they did take quite a long hiatus. I'm really glad they're back. Nostalgic. Cigar. And I like smoking cigars, too. Hey, this was probably another one of the coolest stories of the last news cycle for me. Legendary independent label, Alternative Tentacles, have released a vinyl subscription service, which... and it's not just vinyl, so don't think it's like I think you can choose between like CDs or actual vinyl.
Yeah.
But they are celebrating their 40th anniversary with a special vinyl subscription service, whereupon you will receive every single from the label as they are released all throughout 2019. The cost is a mere $99 plus shipping, and releases will include The Silver Machine, X-Girl, Dead Ending, The Darts, The World Inferno Friendship Society, Tsunami Bomb, and much, much more. So there's 9 releases planned, and they're going to be sent as they are released to subscribers. And you get an exclusive 9th release for subscribers only. So there's also a little bonus there, a little incentive for you to sign up for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, really fucking cool idea. There's a couple labels doing this now.
I know Wiretap's doing that as well. They should do something where like they throw in some vinyls of some old music that they've released as well, because there's like they've just released so much stuff. Alternative Tentacles, like they've been around forever. They release like spoken word. They release music. Like, I don't know. I think it would be cool if they threw in, you know, just some fucking old random bands every once in a while. Some like select printings and stuff. I would do it if they did shit like that. Like the new music is cool, and I like that, and I constantly think, should I do that with the Wiretap records? Because I feel like I like everything they're releasing. They're like my favorite new record label.
Rob's sitting there saying, yes, do that.
I know. But like with something like this where I'm like, I don't know a lot of the bands that are coming off of the label now. If they threw some old shit in there, like some surprises, some limited edition things, or just unreleased songs or whatever from old bands, I might fucking do it. I don't know. It sounds pretty tempting just thinking of like all the old bands that they've had on their record label.
Yeah, for sure. That and you know, especially like some of the like Jello Biafra shit. You know, there's a ton of
that's exactly what I'm
shit.
thinking. Citizen Fish or Butthole Surfers or whatever. Like, I don't know.
So and so they did comment on our Facebook page when the story was posted. They said, so it's 5 LPs, 3 singles, plus an unnamed release, plus anything else they potentially add this year on this year's release schedule. So, and they did confirm they have CDs too. So if anybody wants CDs, they said they have plenty.
Hopefully somebody's listening and they go, that's a good idea. Let's fucking reprint some shit. I don't know. It would sucker me into it.
Yeah. I'd be interested to hear some more Jello Biafra stuff. He lives up in Boulder here, and he does a lot of like.
Does he?
Spoken word stuff, just like a little dive bar up the street here. Yeah.
Have you ever gone?
Pretty crazy. No, I've been busy for the past couple times.
Dude, you got to make it out there.
I think the last one I literally was just shooting another show. So.
Oh man.
But yeah, that would be pretty cool. I bet you there's a whole library of stuff that would be cool to release like that. So.
Yeah.
Good idea, Bob. You're full of good ideas between this and the band insurance thing.
Thanks. Hell yeah. Hey, if anybody does these, give me a cut. Cut me in on this action.
I tear you down enough. I try to build you up every once in a while.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Moving on. Legendary crossover thrash icons, DRI. DRI have announced a 3-month-long U.S. tour, which begins in September and includes stops around the Great Lakes, West Coast, and Gulf Coast areas of the continent.
All right.
Huge. I mean, there's a fucking massive list of places they're going to play, so I'm not going to name them off. But yeah, I mean, if you live West Coast, Central, or Gulf Coast, you will probably be close enough to most of these venues to get out and see them. DRI last released the EP But Wait There's More in 2016 via Beer City Records. They have reportedly been working on a new full-length studio album, which would be their first since 1995's Full Speed Ahead, so maybe it'll be released sometime before this tour?
Maybe
That's what the tour is for? But yeah, I've always liked DRI. They are one of those that kind of like added the thrash to punk. It really wasn't that prevalent before them.
I was going to say they were probably the originals to do that.
Yeah, definitely one of the earliest ones. And I saw a cool, I think it was Hard Times article the other day that said the DRI logo guy broke his ankle or something like that. It was the headline. DRI logo guy breaks
fucking
his
Hard
ankle.
Times, man.
fucking hard times.
It's a great website.
But that's what I think whenever I see the logo. He's definitely, my body would snap if I tried that. Very awkward position, but it is what it is. Hey! Speaking of nostalgic bands that I used to love, Bracket. Bracket is streaming a new album, Too Old to Die Young. California-based pop punks Bracket are streaming their new album, which is set to be released on May 31st, so that's already passed.
Yeah.
Of course, that's going to be on Fat Records.
Oh, still with Fat. Awesome.
Yep. This is their first new album since 2017's concept single song album, The Last Page. I think that was that like 20-minute song, 18-minute song. So I don't know if we're going to count that as an album or a single. You can't get credit for both, boys. That concept album was released, like I said, back in 2017, so it's been quite a while since we actually had a full length from them. And like I said, one of my favorite bands. So Bracket's always been. I know you probably heard them from the Survival of the Fattest comps and
absolutely,
everything.
Always.
Comps are your favorite. But yeah, I think that might have been where I first heard them too. And then, of course, you buy albums and kind of go down the rabbit hole. But yeah, very cool to hear all these older bands coming back, bringing back memories of my youth so far ago.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, let's go on. I think that'll do it for the news today. Not a lot more to talk about.
That'll do.
So let's play music. That's what we do best anyway. Next one is another gem from Italia. This time from the historic city of Bologna. This is Stannis with Ready Reply. Bob, do you think people from Bologna want to be associated with Bologna?
Not at all.
Should I call it the city of Bologna?
No, I don't think anyone there would appreciate
probably
that.
Is like, well, then I apologize, gentlemen. That was Ready Reply from the Bolognese band Stannis. I don't think that's how they're...
I really enjoyed the mix of... for whatever reason, the mix of this song stood out. Maybe it was the headphones I was listening through it, or to it through. But, you know, the drummer was great, and the drums and bass were just so high up in the mix, and the kick drum was so hard-hitting and apparent. And I feel that bands these days, when they're getting their mixes done, don't put enough input in as to like what they want it to sound like to make it sound like how they feel live. And so there's just not a lot of experimentation done with mixing to really make like the drummer more pronounced or the bass more pronounced or whatever. And so one thing that I really enjoyed about this song or that just drew my attention in was the drum and bass mix being so much higher than it typically is. At least, again, maybe it was just the headphones I was listening to it through or whatever. But that caught me, and I was like, man, I could really fucking hear it and rock with the drums right now.
Yeah.
And
I think you're right.
Yeah. So I don't know. If you're a band out there, like, experiment with that shit more. Like, I think you can, rather than just letting somebody who mixes professionally for a living or you know, that's what they do, have their ear in it and just do a normal standard mix of things in their style. Like, dude, tell them to turn the bass way up. Tell them to get that fucking kick drum in your face, or tell them to make that snare really loud. Sometimes snares are too quiet and you can't fucking hear them in an album. It's I don't know. Because I've done mixing and editing and all that stuff, I just feel like people play it too safe with their albums, and sometimes they don't get the feeling across. And I don't know. That's what music's about for me, is those fucking live shows, the feeling, the playing of the music. So
yeah, the drums definitely hit hard.
Yeah,
you're right.
And I appreciated this song purely because of that. I will listen to them again because of how good the mix was, or how much it stood out.
Well, and I don't know if they'll have enough time to heed your advice, but it sounds like they already have. But the album, Tales from a Modern Society, is due out on June 20th. So probably by the time this airs, it'll be out right around, maybe a little bit after. Yep. So I'm pretty excited to hear the rest of the album, especially if it's like that. Like you said, a little bit different, a little bit more of a live feel.
Yeah, I like it.
I wonder if their band name is in reference to Stannis Baratheon.
That's what I was thinking. Do you spell Stannis Baratheon that way?
I have no clue.
Yeah, that's legit my first thought. I was like, Stannis Baratheon. Speaking of which, Game of Thrones. Nah, we won't go there.
Stay away from it. All right, so we've been around the world this episode. Let's bring things back to the U.S. with the most American band we've ever had gracing our playlist. This is the Slaughterhouse Chorus with Wellsville.
It's a beautiful night here in Wellsville. I think I've been doing all right. Got the American dream on a 50-inch screen. Got a car in the light under blue motion lights. 8 hours of sleep solves my problems, and 8 more at the desk pays the rent. But the bills in the mail beat me home without fail. Every paycheck's already been spent, and the end of the month is coming up again. But I'm happy enough in this comfortable crutch, just waiting for the weekend. And we have the whole world in the palm of our hands, and we just let it slip away. For the living room, sitting even outside of bed, we'll size each other up till we're home and it's a beautiful night here in Wellsville. The neighbors scream through the walls. We don't know the first thing about the folks we do meet, but we smile at night in the hall. And it's a marvelous night for a mugging. Click the deadbolt and lock yourself in. We sleep to the sound of fans and walk like second hands, counting down the minutes to the end. And the end of the month is coming up again. But I'm happy enough in this comfortable trudge, just waiting for the weekend. We have the whole world in the palm of our hands, and we just let it slip away. For a lifetime of debt and even odds on a bed, we'll size each other up till we're old and gray. Mom and Dad, what did you do when you learned that the world has such big plans for you? It's so easy to use comfort as the crutch nothing. Count down the minutes to the end.
On their Facebook page, the Slaughterhouse Chorus, their only influence listed was America. And the name of their DIY record label is Built for Barbecue.
Nice.
Built number 4 BBQ
Nice.
Records. The name of that track was Wellsville. And you just gotta love that Americana sound, that blue collar fucking folksy shit.
I love the name of the band. The
It is really
Slaughterhouse
cool,
Chorus.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's not that often that you get a cool band name. Most of the time, you're just like, all right, it's just a fucking name. Who cares? But this is a good band name.
Right.
And then when I listened to this song, I was drawn in because it is a little bit folky, but I don't know. There's a different feel to it, and I actually enjoyed it. So they were cool.
As did I, and that is off of their new EP, In the Name of Progress. They are also from New York. I think one of our earlier bands was from New York. Whether I mentioned it or not is the real question. But the Slaughterhouse Chorus is from inland New York. I don't think they're from the city. New York City.
New York City! Pick up Picante. Pick up the pace.
But, are we going to be sponsored by Picante now?
Dude, I would take free salsa any day. Although I make salsa and I can probably make better salsa than that shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't like jarred salsa that much. Although Trader Joe's has a really good fucking ghost pepper habanero.
We're going to be sponsored by Trader Joe's,
dude,
too?
if they want to give us some free fucking salsa.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I don't think we're
Go out and try that
sponsorable
shit,
show.
though. Dude, there's a Trader Joe's by you. I know there is because I went there. Fucking go there and get the habanero ghost pepper if you like spicy shit. That stuff is fucking good.
There's Trader Joe's on every corner in Denver.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Bob, look, another one of your picks is up next. I didn't even, you added them so late, I didn't have time to do any research. The only thing that I know about this band, March, is that they are from Breda, and that's in the Netherlands, for all of you uneducated swine. That coming from somebody that doesn't know how to pronounce the city name. But the song name is Fear of Roses. Like I said, this is Bobby's pick. So, Bob, go ahead and play it.
Secrets
right, Bob, your pick. That was March with Fear of Roses. Talk about them.
So talk about them. Thanks.
Talk about them.
I'll stall. No. So I honestly don't have much to say other than it's a great fucking song, and I thought we played it 2 or 3 episodes ago, and so when we were looking for an extra song, I'm like, oh, March came out with a new song like 3 or 4 days ago. Let's play that, or maybe it was a week ago. I don't know, but let's play that. And you're like, who the fuck is March? I'm like, we played them, and you said we didn't, so we had to play this song because this song gets stuck in my head all the time. Her voice fucking it rips. It's great punk. I don't know. That's all I have to say about it. I love the song, and I thought we played it already.
If you ever want to know what's going on in Bob's head, just rewind this podcast about 2 or 3 minutes and listen to that song again, and imagine a really empty space with just that song playing.
Yeah,
and
I think of all my fears.
A look into Bob's head.
Yeah.
Speaking of looking into your fears, let's talk about this next band a minute. They are from Uppsala, Sweden.
They have to be from
pronouncing
Sweden.
that at all.
Yeah.
The name of the band is Härdsmälta.
Härdsmälta.
Probably butchering that, something fierce.
Yeah.
But in their little write-up, I always like to look at the bands, get a feel for what they think of themselves, what kind of music they classify themselves as. And they said, Härdsmälta is what you never could imagine that you'd ever want to see or hear. A 3-piece insect look-alike industrial punk band delivering a raw mix of sugar-sweet pop, metal, and stoner rock.
I will agree.
And that's I don't even know what to call them. So I mean, I think we should start a new genre and just call it Härdsmälta, and it'll be
Schmelta rock.
Let's go ahead and indoctrinate the people here with Fence Builders, which is their newest single. That was Fence Builders from Swedish insect look-alike industrial punkers, Härdsmälta.
Do you think they murder people?
They look like they murder people.
They
So,
look like
I
they
don't-
don't even murder them. They look like they tie them up, torture them, maybe cut their limbs off, and then leave them alive so that they suffer the rest of their lives. Yeah, they scare me.
They do, and I love it. Go and you don't really get the full effect from just listening to the song.
No,
Listeners,
you
need to
don't.
go check them out on Facebook. They've
Go
got
watch
a few
the videos. Go watch the videos.
And if you want to look them up, I know I'm probably not saying the name right, so I'll spell it out for you because you really need to look at these guys to get the full effect. It's HAERDSMAELTA.
All one word.
Schmelta. I don't know.
Hayard Schmeilta. No,
Hayard
we can't do this.
I wonder what it means. I want to look it up now. I hope it means something pretty fucking dark and gruesome.
What if it means, I don't know, like loving light?
That would be actually even cooler.
The love from
have it.
within.
Okay, let's move on to something a little more normal, I guess. A little less creepy. How about that? This next one is Victory of Hate from German punk band Planet Watson.
There's something in the air, but I don't even care, oh yeah. I see the writing on the wall, but I don't care at all. When the world begins to fall, I just start to pretend. Got nothing more to say, but no one cares anyway. 'Cause I've known everything from the beginning, and now it's not surprise, surprise. We all have to pay the price. Now it's too late. It's a victory of hate. Remember all the years when the world like now it's too late. It's a victory of hate. I've seen it coming without doing anything. That's it. To survive. See you on the other side. Now it's too late. It's a victory of hate. The world falls down and breaks. It's a victory of hate. It's a victory of hate. Now it's too late. It's a victory of hate. Now it's too late. A victory of hate.
Those guys look like they should hang out with one of Bob's favorite bands, the Bennies. Planet Wilson, they look like they have a great time from their Facebook page. That track was Victory of Hate from their newest EP, Foursome, which was released in December of 2018, so relatively new. But yeah, they look like party punks. I love them, man.
Party punks are the best punks, in my opinion. I just like to party. I like to have fun.
I think Planet Watson, if they ever tour Australia, if they ever leave Germany for a tour and go to Australia, I think they should play with the Bennies.
Yes, they should.
And then maybe bring the tour over here.
Yes.
That would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
That does it for everything. We're out of music now.
Are we?
Oh no. Yeah, that's the end of the episode.
Well,
What are we going to do next episode?
next episode, I'm going to try and get out there and snag an interview. I really wanted to the last one, but I didn't hear back from the band I was trying to get, which probably because it was an international big band. I was trying to get an interview with Refused. They are one of my favorite bands. And
Okay. That would've been cool.
yeah, they were on tour with the Hives, and I hit up Jay, and he hit them up a few times, and we just never heard back. So...
Well, I think we're probably still on for a co-hosting gig here. We might do a special episode with Jenna Enemy.
Okay.
From the Von Tramps. Tramps.
Nice.
Right around the time we were set to record, we had kind of planned for her to join us this episode, but she was heading out on a West Coast tour. So kind of a bad time for that. And then on top of that, Bob's probably going to be MIA for a little bit with the home closing and everything going on his end. So might be a little bit longer before you hear our silky smooth voices again.
We'll see.
But hopefully when we return, we have a little bit of a female perspective with us. Because I think it needs anything a little bit different than just two fucking hairy assholes talking to one another. That gets boring, right?
Absolutely. It absolutely does. And different perspectives are how you grow.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully Jen is still game. I know she was really busy with getting ready for the tour right around the time we were starting playing things. But did you see that list of music she dumped in there?
That was...
She had like 50 songs to choose from. I was like, yes!
What did it start with?
Best.
Can I play ska? Question mark. Like, what?
Yes, you can play ska.
What kind of question is that?
So hopefully, we have a little bit of a broader spectrum of opinions on our next episode. But let's go ahead and kill this one, and we'll see what next episode brings. We're going to go ahead and close things out with another band from the Flaccid Penis of America. This is off of their newest LP, Bad Breaks. The band is Problematics. This is Off the Couch. Let's play this shit out, Bob. Until next time, comrades, stay safe.
Adios.
Couch to an old ringtone from a broken phone for the last time. For the last time. I heard you bitch and moan about all I've done, everything I own for the last time. For the last time. How can I breathe when I'm still drowning in my infancy? Someone remind me that I'm 23. Sleeping on my parents' couch all the way, always dreaming of an easy out. Is everything I know just another lie? Is it all for show? I'm hoping I can keep it all together. I can't help thinking now everyone I know just pulls me down, but I'm holding my head above the water. Can I breathe when I'm still drowning in my infancy? Someone remind me that I'm 23. 'Cause I've been sleeping on my parents' couch all the way, always dreaming of an easy out.
Surfboard with the... All right, and next up, Surfboard. Surfboard. Ignore that. Cut that. Ignore that. Cut that. No.
You fuck everything up.
Ignore that.